Welcome to week 47. About time for a training update. So in this video I will share an insight to what my training program currently looks like, but also an update on life and the upcoming CrossFit season. So let's start with the flashing CrossFit news. CrossFit did finally release the dates and structure for the upcoming 2025 season. And it's once again a brand new format where top 1% from the CrossFit Open qualifies for the next stage, which is an in-affiliate semi-final. So an online semi-final that you perform at your home gym. But at the same time, there will be some kind of in-person qualifying events as well, much like the sanctionals from the 2019 season. There is of course a big question mark whether one even should participate or boycott the 2025 season after everything that has happened. The CrossFit Open will take place from February 27th to March 17th. So once again, 3 weeks and probably 3 workouts. And as I see it, the good thing about this format is that it won't be such a big ethical dilemma for us intermediate athletes, since the season starts and ends with the CrossFit Open. Last year I placed in the top 4%, and despite a solid progress, I think that top 1% is out of reach. But that of course also depends on how many of the elite athletes that boycott. CrossFit did also release the investigation of the CrossFit Games and the death of Lazar Djukic, and in addition presented what many find symbolic actions that will occur. But for thoughts on that, there are better sources than this channel. The alternative to the official season is of course to take part in local competitions for testing your fitness and measuring your progress. And I actually have a team competition coming up in less than 2 weeks. Prepared Classic takes place in Stockholm, December 7th. It will be my first in-person competition since May 2022. So wish me luck. Good thing I have a solid teammate. Now on to my training program. I've been entirely pain-free and injury-free for a good amount of time now, and I was able to finish a full cycle of my new training program before life got in its way and messed up the schedule for a week or two. So here I will present the scaffold for the program or an example week. Then the rep scheme and some of the accessory work varies over the weeks. Every day I perform an ambitious warm-up and always some shoulder rehab to finish. Mondays are for heavy squats. This is the session that I call the SPD session, since I'm allowed to use my knee sleeves for this one, and therefore the weights go up. I have 3 or 4 sets with back squats with 2 to 8 reps where I'm supposed to go as heavy as possible. After that I have some back off sets with front squats for the same amounts of reps and sets at 80% of the weight that I managed in the back squat. After that I keep on practicing the butterfly chest to bars. Some days are better than others. And I also have accessories in the form of some sort of row. Could be ring rows, hanging rows or pendlay row, an ab circuit and some leg curls. On Tuesdays, I have my Zone 2 recovery session, most often performed on the Echo bike. But it could also be a run if I'm short on time. Wednesdays, I start off with some clean and jerks. Currently, I'm doing 8 to 10 sets with 1 rep at approximately 90% every second minute on the minute. This is followed by upper body strength, bench press or weighted dips, shoulder press, and biceps and triceps in a superset. Thursdays are for snatches. Every other week I go heavy, and every other week is for volume. I perform 5 to 15 working sets, and this is followed by a classic 40-minute EMOM. This week I did 12 calories row, minute 1, 16 GHD sit-ups, minute 2, 10 dumbbell thrusters, minute 3, and 10 dumbbell box step-ups, minute 4. I also try to go to the Yin yoga class at my gym at least every other week for mental recharging. On Fridays I have muscle up practice. To keep down the volume for my shoulders, I alternate between bar muscle ups and ring muscle ups. My bar muscle ups are starting to feel quite solid. But on the ring muscle-ups, I vary between strict ring muscle-ups, banded, or also hips to rings, depending on how the body feels that day. I also do my moderate squats. So I do back squats at 85% of what I did on the Monday session and front squats at 70% of the same weight. I also do some form of hinge movement. Could be good mornings, hip thrust, back extensions or reverse hypers. And then I finish with some dumbbell row for building strength. Saturdays are my rest days, and I definitely enjoy resting on the weekend, starting the day slow with a coffee and newspaper on the couch. Every week I try to cold plunge on my rest days. So nice with a longer outdoor walk, and hopefully the increased blood circulation helps with recovery as well. Sundays I do technique work in the Olympic lifts and gymnastics. This varies a lot. Could be power movements, snatch pull, overhead squats, but I always do something for the snatch and something for the clean and jerk. Then I do some form of handstand push-ups, for example 10-minute EMOM with 4 strict handstand push-ups, ring dips or ring hold, and handstand walk practice. That was it for today. I hope you've enjoyed this example week. Remember that consistency is key for all worthwhile things in life, not least when it comes to training. And stay tuned for a Christmas calendar that will be uploaded on YouTube Short. See you next week.